but my absolute favorite was his role as Mini-Me in the Austin Powers series. Verne Troyer, welcome into the family.
Thank you, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
First, how was your trip up?
Long.
Yeah.
It was like a little over 5 hours from LA, so we flew into Philadelphia and then had a connecting flight coming to Bangor.
And have you been into the state of Maine before?
No, first time.
Yeah. How your impressions so far of Bangor? A little smaller of a city compared to what you're used to.
Well, I haven't really seen too much because I got in late Thursday night, around 1 o'clock when I actually settled in, and then we did like a VIP show on Friday. So I mean, when I'm here, it's like you don't get a lot of time to really see the sights, which I would love to, but as soon as I leave on Sunday, I got to go back to work.
We'll take some questions in a second, but I want to first start off with how did you first know that you wanted to become an actor? Was there a moment? Was there just a thing in your life that just made you say, I'd like to do this for a living?
It actually was from a film that I seen called Willow with Warwick Davis, and it was I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's a village with a bunch of little people and the medieval times and things like that. But when I seen it, I just knew at that moment, if they can do that, I can do this. So that kind of inspired me to try to reach out and try to go to my goal. But I mean, for me to reach my goal was it was tough because I grew up in a really small town, like 1,500 people in Michigan. So there was no avenue to really pursue what I wanted to do. So things had to change.
All right, we'll open up for questions now. If anyone has it, first one's always the most brave. So,
what's your favorite role that you've ever played?
It's a toss-up. The Imaginarium, Dr. Parnassus. That was just a great experience with such a great cast. But my first Austin Powers, that's really what got me to where I'm at. So I can't ignore that. I didn't have an agent until before, shortly after Austin Powers. I worked on, 25, 30 different movies before I ever got an agent. So what it was just a coincidence, and I just feel like I got lucky. I was working on a film called Instinct with Anthony Hopkins and Cuba Gooding Jr. I was playing a baby gorilla. and that's really how I got my start, was, playing creatures or animals or something like that, and doing stunt work for kids. My first movie was a movie called Baby's Day Out. It was written and directed by John Hughes, the late John Hughes. That's really what really started me. I was working for a telephone company called Sprint. Don't use their data. It's kind of funny, but anyway, I just got my lucky break, and as soon as I flew up to Chicago to meet with John Hughes and everybody, I quit my job at Sprint. I was doing customer service. So I spent the next 6 months in Chicago playing a stunt double for a 9-month-old baby. And that's really how I got my start. I probably got off the question a little bit, but is it close?
In the interview in the paper that came out for the scheduled stuff, you said that you liked the Assassin's Creed series, and I was wondering what your favorite one was.
Ezio.
I mean, the video game, which one in the series?
With Ezio. Do you follow Assassin's Creed?
I just started playing it.
Okay, well, the series with Ezio. That you'll find out.
Do you have a dream role?
I wouldn't necessarily say a dream role. It'd be cool to be a leading man, you know, next to somebody like Gwyneth Paltrow or something. But I'm happy doing what I'm doing. That's just, you know, if it happens, it happens, and just like gravy on the cake. You know, my dream job would be working with Clint Eastwood.
Yes, do you feel there's an extra challenge or maybe a lot of discrimination on people that are physically disabled or little people such as yourself in Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, when you're working in Hollywood and doing film and things like that, you're stereotyped. So, for me, you know, being stereotyped, they always want you to, you know, play the elf or play a leprechaun or an alien or something like that. So, you know, I try to not do those types of films. It's not that I don't blame anybody else for doing it. I just want to show people that, you know, little people can do other things and be a normal actor. I mean, Peter Dinklage, I mean, if you look at his career, I mean, he's really stepped it up, and I think he's, you know, the man right now.
What would you say was your hardest or role, and what character, what film?
Oh, there's so many. Doing costume work, I mean, it's physically challenging. And, you know, I think costume work is probably the most difficult, just in a physical aspect. You know, I like a challenge, and mine was, I think, in The Imaginary of Dr. Parnassus. It was a different step for me, going from comedy to something a little bit more dramatic. But I really enjoyed doing it and trying to, you know, show people that I can do that kind of stuff.
I want to talk a little bit about VH1 Surreal Life and what you were a part of.
Well, that's one thing that we're not going to talk about.
Sorry.
Sure. Where's that? Oh, right here. Cross out.
That was surreal.
It's in the past. I mean, it's in the past. I moved on, so everybody else should move on.
I like that. Very emotional. Let's go into a different role then, and your time with the Harry Potter series. How was that like for you to be in that role?
I didn't really know anything about Harry Potter. I never read the books before. So, you know, the director I knew, Christopher Columbus, and he hired me to play the role of Griphook. And can somebody take care of the baby? No, I'm sorry. Anyway, you know, I didn't expect it to be as big as what it was. I mean, the sets were amazing. And I didn't realize until after the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 20th, whatever it was, how big it was going to be. So I'm just glad that I was able to be a part of the first one.
Do you think that helps you a little bit, not knowing much about this? I know a lot of people really enjoy the book series before the movie series, but do you think that helps you as an actor, not necessarily being a super fan?
Not necessarily. I mean, I wish I knew about the book series before I got the role. Nobody told me, so I don't know if it would have been different or anything like that, but, you know, basically when you're in a lot of makeup like that, you can't really change too much. I mean, you do your facial expressions as much as you can, but it's very restricting when you have all that makeup on.
Any other questions in the audience here?
Who was your favorite,
Yeah.
cast for the Harry Potter movie? Who did you enjoy working with the most?
Let's see. I mean, they were kids, so I mean, they were really, really young. I don't know what you call him, the big guy.
Hagrid?
Haggard. He was a nice guy, and I think the way they filmed that with like making him so large and everything like that was just amazing.
On Austin Powers, what was like your favorite scene to film?
Beating the shit out of Austin. He got his revenge though.
Now, you talked about some people who you'd like to work with. Is there some people that you have worked with that you really cherish the time?
Anthony Hopkins, Michael Caine, put me on the spot. Cuba Gooding. There's so many. Christopher Plummer, definitely a legend. I mean, he was in, the old movie where he was playing the general in Singing on the Rain or something, or I don't know what it's called.
That's right.
No, so he can't remember.
Yes.
With the kids, Song of Music, or Sound of Music. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Okay, well.
Who didn't you like working with?
Can everybody stop recording? It's not like I didn't like working with him, but he was kind of a drama, you wouldn't call queen, but king. And, I did a movie, a Christmas movie, The Grinch Stole Christmas. Just use your imagination.
I actually stopped recording.
When you're acting, do you try to become that role, or are you thinking through the time that you're acting a scene that you're an actor in that moment?
No, I mean, as an actor, you try to create this character. You try to, really get involved with who this character should be. You don't think about it as I'm an actor coming in, getting paid, and doing this job. You think of the character and really, trying to show people, what you think about that character, getting into it, and my thought process as far as like living up to be that character.
You talked about some of the roles that you've played. Is there one that, of course, people always bring up Austin Powers in those movies. Is there a role that you don't think gets enough credit for what you did in that movie? Or one that maybe stands out? You talked about your favorite ones, but is there one that you think might not be known as well?
It might not just be a movie. If it was a movie, it'd probably be The Imaginarium. The other thing is a TV show, a series that I did where, I was a recurring role in Jack of All Trades, where I played Napoleon. And then you can find it on YouTube, Jack of All Trades, and that was fun. I mean, I had a blast on that. And we filmed in New Zealand, so great atmosphere, but yeah.
We'll check that out later tonight. I see a question over here, maybe? Okay.
Did you enjoy your free-for-all with the Trailer Park Boys at all?
Yeah, they're a blast. I mean, they're crazy.
You eat a donair, that's what we want to know.
You want to, what?
You eat a donair.
A donair? I guess I don't get that. But anyway, I just did a podcast with them right before I got here. So, and I guess Bubbles, I don't know if you've seen the news that he got arrested for trying to strangle a lady. He was probably drunk, like always. So I don't know what happened. I just read the news.
Yeah, you probably do a lot of these Q&A. Is there a question that no one ever asks you that you wish somebody would ask you?
I think in a recent article for Bangor, I think there was a question asked that I answered, and off the top of my head, I can't think of it right now.
What do you like to do in your spare time? Of course, you got a job that allows you to do things, and it's very hectic when you're on schedule. But what do you do in your free time just to relax?
I do a lot of traveling, so it's good when I'm at home to just spend time at home. I don't go out. I don't, go to clubs or anything like that anymore. But I like to play video games and watch sports on TV and just have my time, with me and my friends. So.
Who are the sports teams you follow the most?
Michigan Wolverines, go blue.
Questions out there?
Do you watch any TV shows? And if so, what's your favorite?
I should watch more TV, but I don't. But I like the series Shameless on Showtime.
Yeah.
Would you be open to doing a role in Shameless if they could find something for you?
Yeah.
We'll talk to the powers that be there. There's been some speculation about possibly doing another Austin Powers movie, sometimes just rumors, sometimes it's actually credible, but would you like to reprise your role at all?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Was it a good time in your life too, do you feel? I know it gave you a really big break in your career, but do you look back on that time fondly as well?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it didn't happen, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. And my first Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, it was a great experience. I mean, I was working in film a long time before that, like 15 years before that. But I was such a big fan of the first one, International Man of Mystery, and being able to go down and meet with Jay Roach, the director, and just meeting him was just like, was blowing my mind. And when I got the part, you could just imagine how enthusiastic I was. And, I had to call my brother first. I was jumping up and down on the hotel bed. Saying, oh my God, can you believe this? So it's one of my all-time great experiences.
Were you surprised on how big of a success your character was too? Because I think you stole the show in the movie, honestly.
Don't tell Mike. When I first started out, my character wasn't in the movie really that much. And as we were doing stunts and rehearsing and, even as we were filming, Jay Roach and Mike Myers seeing, the things that I was doing and was really impressed. And my role expanded to be, to what it was. And, during the filming, the cast and crew and everybody were, except for Mike, but we're saying that exactly what you said, that I stole the movie. And, I didn't believe him at all. And, shortly after, I really got thrown into the mix of, being an actor, being famous, which for me, I just consider myself just a person working in film, nothing else. I don't feel like I'm a celebrity or famous or anything like that. I just do what I love to do.
Did you turn down any roles that came your way that you may have regretted, or?
There's been a lot. One was I'm trying to think of the name of it. It was stupid. It was like a bunch of little people as gangsters. Mini gangsters or something like that, and it was like, the script was horrendous.
You talk a lot about how you've done some stunt work. Is there anything among all the stunts that you've done that stands out as being something that was particularly physically hard for you, or something that was particularly scary among stunt work? Or
Yeah, several. My first film, Baby's Day Out, this is hard to explain, so they had a scaffolding next to a building that was being constructed, and as a 9-month-old baby you can just crawl. So I don't know if you guys remember Popeye and is it Sweet Pea?
Yeah.
The baby, where he always times it right to miss the danger. So there was a scaffolding and then a crane that was lowering down like a platform, and my stunt friend had to give me a cue to crawl out as it's moving down off of a, you know, it was like 3 stories up, to time it right to be able to get on the platform without falling off. The first couple ones didn't go that great. And, you know, if something actually really went wrong, they had an airbag down below, but you know, a scaffolding, it just comes down, and the airbag, you can't get into the center, and that's where you want to be if you fall. So they had the airbag butted up next to the scaffolding, and I had like a stunt guy, I think on the 2nd floor. If I did miss it, he would have to push me to hit the center. So, you know, we did it at least 3 times. I didn't have to fall, luckily. The other one was in Jingle All the Way. I did a ratchet where I flew back like 25 feet into a bunch of boxes. We did it like 9 times, and the next day I couldn't really move. Jingle All the Way, I loved doing, but it was painful. But I really liked that one.
With the stunt work, is that something that, I mean, you enjoy doing it, or you just do it because of your skills as an actor too?
No, I mean, I kind of have to do it because there ain't too many people like me.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use a doll that's stuffed or something and throw it around. And that's happened sometimes, but as far as, you know, doing the physical part, I love doing that because that's how I got started. And I still do it to this day, even though that I'm not as mobile as I used to be. You know, age, you know, really creeps up on you.
On the set of Austin Powers, like, was it, I don't know, the movie was pretty out there. Was it pretty, like, crazy and hectic, like, on set and, like...
I wouldn't say hectic. It was fun. I mean, it's one of the funnest times that I've had. Working with Mike, and, you know, he improvs all the time. He doesn't stick to the script. So you have to be on your toes to be able to react off of what he's saying or doing. And if you look at a lot of the scenes where it's a 2-shot of me and him, and he's just going off rambling, whatever, you know, if you look at me really close, I'm smirking, trying not to laugh. It makes it a challenge, but a good challenge.
What can we see you in the future? Do you have some upcoming work that might be coming out here in the next couple of months or years?
Well, I had a film that came out like 2 weeks ago, a kid's film called Bandit Hound, with Judd Nelson, Lou Ferrigno, and some other people. Then I have another movie that has been on hold for almost 2 years almost, but they're trying to get it out, you know, sometime this year. It's called 420. I play a drug dealer and an arms dealer named Tito. I really don't think I look Hispanic, but, you know, I try.
Well, nowadays who does?
When you look back at the impact that you've made on the industry too, and people who will then follow in your footsteps, do you view yourself almost as a trailblazer? Because you have really set the bar for other people to get into this business now.
I don't think of myself as a trailblazer. I mean, Billy Barty, I think, is a trailblazer. He's the one that really got everything started, and you know, he did like over 200 films. And, you know, if I can, you know, work as long as he did and just, you know, step in his footprints and keep doing what I love doing, that'd be awesome.
We're going to be wrapping up here shortly, but we'll take the questions if you have some. So, yeah.
Do you have any neat stories working with like Heath Ledger, Johnny Depp?
How about Colin Farrell?
That would be a good story.
When we were doing the Imaginarium, we were in London, and we were, you know, having dinner. It was late at night. It was great. I mean, Johnny Depp was there, and you know, Terry Gilliam and everybody. And Colin, I guess, really had to urinate. And you know, there was paparazzi all around. He went out on the balcony and just took, you know, a leak off the balcony, and people would like taking pictures and all that stuff. But don't tell him I told you that.
Have you met any of the other guests that are here at PortCon, and are you fans of any of them?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with a lot of these people, so we always meet up at different spots, and yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a fan of anything entertainment.
Well, do you watch Doctor Who or Star Trek or any of those?
Well, I used to watch Star Trek back in the day, but I never seen Doctor Who, you know.
Did you have one first?
I did. Is there a particular genre that you find you enjoy acting the most?
Yeah, I mean, and it's, I don't know if it just comes natural, but I love doing comedy.
Seems like it comes natural.
How old were you when you first got into acting, and were your parents supportive?
I was like 23. I was living in Texas, and then, you know, did the Baby's Day Out film. And my parents were very supportive. You know, they encouraged me to do what I want to do. And as long as, you know, I didn't get unemployed and have to borrow money.
Is there a director you want to work with in the future?
I think I said that, Clint Eastwood.
Was it? Oh, I didn't know it was an actor.
Yeah, well, actor, director, producer,
cool.
whatever. Yeah.
As long as he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's amazing.
Is there a particular, like, directing or writing or anything like that that you want to kind of go full force into besides acting?
As far as
Like do you want?
Directing or something?
Yeah, like directing or writing yourself or.
I would love to do something, you know, director-wise, but it's got to be the right thing, and that's hard to come by. And I'd be a first-time director, so you know that's really scary. You don't want to come out and just fall in the face. But I've had a lot of experience in the industry, so I know a lot of you know, the ins and outs and you know how it works. But eventually, if I get that opportunity, I would try.
We'll wrap it up with this question. When you're done with your career, how do you want people to remember you by when you say, I'm done acting? What do you want for your legacy?
You had to ask that. Just overall, I mean, I'm an actor, a working actor. I love what I do, but I'm also a person, like everybody. I'm no different than any of you guys out here. We're all just people. And I don't get caught up in my own ego or anything like that because that actually really disgusts me. When you get to be a diva and, you know, believe you're all that. So that's not me. And just, you know, enjoy the work that I've done.
I think I can speak for most people here that you made an impact on my life by just watching your films and enjoying that one.
Thank you.
I think that legacy will live on forever. So, Verne Troyer, thank you very much for joining us.
Listening to my rambling and all that. So thank you.